Hello, everybody. I'm Father Christopher Tiano, and I'm pastor of St. Paul VI Parish here in Hamden, Connecticut. St. Paul VI Parish is a community of believers in Jesus Christ who are united in our commitment in loving service to worship, evangelize, and give. We welcome all people to join in our vision to be a light in the darkness. And this is Light in the Darkness, our weekly opportunity to get to know one another and get to know what's going on in the parish of St. Paul VI. It's good to be here today. I have Lorraine Di Nicola and I have Frank Ruiz, who are part of our St. Anne's food pantry. St. Anne's, the successor to the famed St. Anne's Soup Kitchen. But it's also the successor to the food pantries that we had almost at all our individual parish churches before we joined together. So it's great stuff. And it's a great way of during the third Sunday of Advent, which is the Sunday that calls us to rejoice. I think to myself how joyful you are in your service to the people in the community. But how many people do we serve every other Saturday?
The numbers have been growing. We are now in the neighborhood of 400 families, and each family is from 1 to 10 people. So it adds up to over 1,000 people that we are feeding on one of our pantry days.
Oh, that's a great thing to do. And where does the food come from?
We have a number of sources. Our good parishioners are very generous and bring non-perishable items to church, and we bring those to the pantry. We get food through Food Share, some of which we pay for, some of which is free. And we also go up to Manchester where there is a food bank and they can load the van for us at no cost. And all together, we fill our shelves. God is very cooperative with that.
Yeah, people give not only food, but they give money. They give gift cards. They give a variety of ways. It's an amazing level of generosity at St. Paul VI Parish. I think it's one of the finest ways that we reach out to people in need. About how many volunteers, Lorraine, do you need?
I've got at least 30 now. Most of them make it, but some mix and match depending on their availability. But they're all people that are fun to be with.
Okay.
That's what really makes it work. We all like to get together and for a good cause.
We have the best crew. We have, like keep saying every time we go there, we have a well-oiled running machine. We're blessed to have, the help, the volunteers that we have.
So where do you give out the food from, Frank?
From our St. Anne's pantry over there at the parking lot where the church is, where the St. Coletta Center is, and the school over there, the
Booker T.
Washington School in that parking lot.
So you're across the street from the church on Circular Avenue, behind the big white building.
Exactly. There's a big...
Right. And there's a smaller building that's the actual pantry.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And that's perfect. That building worked out perfect because when we started in a little closet in the church by the kitchen. And then we serve, like, if we got 10 people a week, that was a lot to us. And like...
Yeah. So when you were doing that, though, but St. Rita's was doing something, Mount Carmel was doing something, what we did when we combined as a parish is all the good work that came before us, we combined.
And that was the best thing, Father, that we combined it, because when we did that 10, we started it off with the Spanish community because there were more low-income families or whatever, but then we grew it, we expanded it to include, all the churches, the masses, the English and the Spanish, and that's how we started to grow, one week we had 20, and we're like, wow, that's great, 20. And then one week we had 50, like, wow, 50. And then Lorraine just told you how many. Last week we hit the 300 mark. That's just counting, the cars that come in.
Well,
so
yeah,
so
a
there's
while
10
ago,
families. I know
yeah.
that's just the number of the cars that come in.
Yeah.
And we serve. We like giving 2 families per car because we get a lot of people that walk, a lot of people that don't have cars. So we try to make it fair. Some people do ask, oh, I got 3 families. We got to limit it because, we can't we do run out quick. And when the Saturdays that we work when we close at 10:30, our shelves are completely empty. But when we start that Saturday morning, our shelves are full. So everything goes really quick. And, the sign says 9:30 to 10:30. We're there like at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and people are waiting in line already. So we actually start like at 7 o'clock. A lot of people realize they first come because things go quick. Sometimes we may run out of meat if we don't have enough, but we're doing a lot better now in buying. And because, Lorraine, that was a great thing that we did, that we have the 2 Connecticut food banks, which we never did before in Wallingford and Manchester. And that helps us tremendously. And like Lorraine said, the parishioners are like phenomenal. When we go to St. Rita's or Our Lady of Mount Carmel, I fill up the white van. It's like packed with groceries, and that helps us tremendously on top of the food that we get at the 2 Connecticut food banks that we go to.
I think this illustrates an important aspect of our parish life that has nothing to do with really you directly, but we have something called My Parish app. And My Parish app is, there's 380 people in our parish who are on My Parish app. And if you're not on our parish app, you should be on our parish app. But we were able, last month, we had a crisis with food, and we were able to put something up on My Parish app that wasn't a Sunday Mass, that wasn't a weekend Mass, and our shelves got filled.
Yes.
Because people responded,
Incredible.
which is an amazing thing. It's an amazing, amazing thing. So tell me, how do you feel when you feed people?
I'll start, Lorraine. That's what our Lord taught us. Feed the hungry, clothe the naked, visit the sick, visit the people. That's one of the things that He told us. Feed the hungry. The need is out there, especially everything that's going on in the world now with everything with this country and SNAP and all that. So the need is out there. It's greater than it's ever been, and we're blessed that we have the volunteers to help us out, and
You can always use more volunteers, right? We will.
We'll find work for them to do.
There's
Anybody
always,
that wants to
there's
help.
always, if you want to help, there's always ways to help.
Yes,
But
especially
tell
with
me-
muscles.
I know.
Tell me how you feel though. That you're blessed. Tell me
Oh,
about.
it's very uplifting. One time, this gentleman came and we actually had chicken that day, and he held it up like this, and he was just so grateful, to get that chicken. It was just, it just lights you right up when something like that happens. So we get more out of it than they do. That's the truth.
And our volunteers too, you can see it in their faces. They're all happy. And we all do this, like I said, doing the Lord's work. None of us get paid for it. This is all volunteer. Everything is volunteer. We all donate our hours, to keep this going, because the need is great. And we don't judge. We don't question. We basically just, okay, what's your name? John Doe. How many live in your house? 5. Do you live in Hamden or East Haven? And that's it. Okay, next car, okay, because Lorraine's got a list, so we go, usually try to use the same name. Yeah. So, but we get how many new people every week,
yes,
it gets
every
great.
week
That's why we're growing and growing and growing.
Word
So
of mouth.
I think what always touches me when the few times that I've been able to be there on a Saturday morning and watch you in action is the connection you make with the people that we're helping. We don't think about that enough as Catholic Christians, that we're called to connect with people. We're called to be the light in the darkness. We're called to be Jesus for them. And I don't know if you realize it, but when we're feeding the hungry, you guys are gospels. You guys may be the only gospel that family encounters that day. But they've encountered the gospel of Jesus Christ because we're fulfilling what the Lord has asked us to do, to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to help the widow, the orphan, the migrant. And when we do that, we're touched. because Jesus is part of ourselves. It's an amazing gift that God gives us, this opportunity to help one another. You know,
Yeah.
our parish exists in order to evangelize. That's St. Paul VI, famous quote. The church exists in order to evangelize. But evangelization takes many different routes. And we can proclaim the gospel, which I do and many people do, or we can live the gospel. And when we live the gospel, great things can happen. We become the light in the darkness of hunger, the darkness of need, the darkness of challenge. And I think that's a great thing to do. So I am very happy to have Lorraine and Frank with us on this episode. And if you're interested in helping out with the food pantry, you can bring food donations to any of our churches or the parish office, and we'll make sure it gets to the pantry. What should people bring if they want to bring food donations?
We are in need of just about any non-perishable item, and we do like variety, and that's what is good about the parishioners donating. It's going to be something a little different than what we get from Food Share or Midwest, so that we can give them a good variety of food.
I mean, the staple that we usually try to, it's the cereal, the peanut butter and jelly, the tuna fish, canned meats, those little things of canned meats, those are the staples. But like Lorraine said, the variety, because people do get tired sometimes of the same things, but we do have staples. I just mentioned a couple things.
People are very, very good to us, and I'm glad that people give so much. If you'd like to give non-perishables, we accept those. If you'd like to give us gift cards for various supermarkets, we accept those. And of course, we always accept cash. We always accept cash.
And it's well used, Father. It's well used.
Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for watching us today. Make sure you leave our episode and try to figure out how you're going to be a light in the darkness. God bless.